Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Slurpathon 2021. My name is Shredster7, and I am here to inflict extreme amounts of violence against the hordes of hell and their associated compatriots.
Probably a robot or two?
Probably a few robots, maybe an angel as a treat.
As a treat.
If my couch would be so kind as to introduce themselves before we get rolling.
Sup, I'm Cass. I've played a little of this game.
And I'm the one who walks between the worlds of the couch and the hosting duties. Omax. I have watched a lot of this game. I own this game, but I have not played it.
It's fair. This game
I'm looking
is great,
forward
but
to...
it's a lot.
It's true. It's true. I'm looking forward to witnessing the power of an angel. Someone said that was in this game.
I think so. Sure. I've heard it might be.
Now I also gotta say that obviously this is Slurpathon 8, making money for the Children's Miracle Network, specifically the Alberta Children's Hospital. And last year we raised almost $5,700 US, and this year we're pushing it up to $6,000. So please donate. And right now, if you donate, we're going to want you to donate for that Thomas the Tank Engine storytime run, because you're not going to want to miss that. And we're still $115 short, I think. So donate generously, donate often. And without any further ado, back to you, Shredster.
Please give your tithes to the train god. Alright, anyways, without further ado, let's get this party started. We are going to be playing on standard difficulty. We will be starting the game with all unlocks, everything equipped. This is not a new game speedrun. This is just a straight up showcase of all of the insanity that can happen in this game. We are going to be killing every single enemy in every level that has them.
Awesome. Blood for the train god.
I was going to say, if you happen to be a monster from hell, please donate blood. It is fuel.
This is true. But what can you tell me about the fullness of hell and the aliveness of humanity?
Mankind is dead, blood is fuel, hell is full.
Thank you for that report.
Hey, don't thank me, thank the game for putting it on screen.
Hey there it is.
So right off the bat, I'm just gonna blow up this wall with my explosive punch.
It says to keep out, but really that's a suggestion.
We can slide, we can air dash, and most importantly, we can absorb the freshly spilled blood of our enemies to restore our health. That is the only means of healing in this game.
Well, it's the main way of healing. Technically, parries also heal you.
That is true. If you parry an attack... Okay, you've got me there.
But it is the main way of healing for most of the game.
Yeah. This game's movement mechanics are incredible. Also, this game's got a style meter a la Devil May Cry, which is...
Yeah, by the dev's own...
So here's the welcome wagon, and there goes the welcome wagon. Welcome to ULTRAKILL. Haven't even fired a shot yet.
I mean, we want to save the bullets, obviously.
Yeah, because this game totally has ammo in it.
Yeah, ammo is the thing in this game
that is a lie. That you have unlimited ammo. For the most part.
Blood being fuel is like ammo. It's like...
Fuel is a type of ammo.
Some guns do have restrictions on how much you can fire them, but we are not using any of them yet because I'm still using the default variant of the unlockable alternate revolver, which fires 2 bullets at a time.
It's a very strong gun.
It is the only gun that I've ever used in a first-person shooter that has hit stop. That's how powerful it is.
Yeah, it's very beefy.
And I could charge it up
Absolutely
to
worth finding.
kill multiple enemies at once. Here's a neat trick you can use. You have a grappling hook. You can pull lightweight enemies to yourself, or pull yourself to heavy enemies.
Must be real nice having that grappling hook. As somebody who hasn't gotten that far in the game yet.
Detecting some bitterness. Anyways, here's my shotgun.
No,
I'm gonna charge it up to fire 3 shots at once, so I can do hideous amounts of damage to this malicious face.
One might even say it's malicious amounts of damage.
That's what the rail cannon's for. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was the first level. That was the first level alone. We were already already killing multiple enemies with a single revolver shot, already overcharging our shotguns, already punching enemies to death.
Yeah, this game is also referred to as Devil May Quake because it definitely is inspired by the Devil May Cry series. It's got the style meter, and man, this game has a lot.
Oh,
There's so much to keep track of while playing this game.
True.
I just
also, let me know when we're good for a donation.
There'll probably be room for one in a couple of rooms.
Okay, sounds good. Just give me a heads up.
We get our introduction to Swords Machine right there.
Yep.
As he just kind of casually walks by.
Yeah.
We'll be dealing with him in a little bit.
I mean, the good news is he's killing some of the enemies in the level for us.
It's true. He's
Too bad they
some of
don't
the
actually
kills in
count.
the all kills category.
Alright, now is a good time for a donation.
All right, we have a $10 donation from Soriari. She says, I'm unable to make a donation of blood to appease the tank engine, so please take this humble offering instead. Thank you for the donation, Soriari.
Tides of both money and blood are acceptable. Anyways, here's a fight you're technically not supposed to a boss you're technically not supposed to fight until the next level. Can you tell I'm tired by the way I'm tripping over my own words?
Not at all.
I certainly can't tell that you're tired by your gameplay because your sharpest attack in that department.
That right there was a parry. You have 2 melee attacking arms in this game. I prefer to stick to the red one because of its power and explosive output, but if you switch to the blue one and strike enemy attacks at the correct time, you can parry enemy attacks to deal big damage and heal yourself up.
Yeah, and if you're me,
If I
it's the
time
most
it
thing
correctly.
in the game. And in this fight, parrying Swords Machine also makes him very angry.
He's not huge on getting parried.
Yeah, I mean, it's his loss, really.
Oh, man.
I believe that is every enemy in this level. So now all I have to do is just not get squished on my way out and we're good. Like that!
I've definitely gotten squished on my way out of there before. It's definitely happened to me.
We got the rude rating.
Aww.
Thanks, Sword Machine. Really appreciate it. So, here's a fun fact for you. This level has a built-in shortcut that lets you complete the that is the wrong arm. Complete the level by killing only one enemy. It involves shooting out this ceiling and, excuse me while I damage myself on purpose here, jumping up here to get in that door. But we're not going to go that way because that way involves skipping enemies and we're here to kill everything.
It's true.
There's also a way to get up there without blowing yourself up with the shotgun, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Quite the thing.
It's a fun trick.
Here is our new enemy for this level, the Schism. The green enemies are called Filth, the red enemies are called Strays. These Schism enemies are particularly tanky, being able to take 2 shots from the alternate revolver, which is the equivalent of 4 shots from the default revolver. They're quite a pain to deal with, especially because their weak point is actually on their shoulder. So in order to get a headshot, you have to shoot them in a spot that's not the head.
That is, that's always a bit weird to get used to. When you're used to clicking heads, that is.
Technically, they don't even have heads, so...
No, you just click their shoulder.
If we have any more announcements, we do have space for another one at around this point.
Not presently, however. Story time. Thomas the Tank Engine. Get on it, people. Come on.
Oh, that room looked familiar. And guess we get to fight again.
Woo, he's back.
This is when you're
possibly be swords machine.
actually supposed to fight him.
Yeah.
It'd be great if I could actually land my parries on him. That'd be nice. Can you tell I'm not practiced with the blue arm?
It's almost like it's not your playstyle.
Yeah, it's almost like I like punching things to death or something.
Who does?
Meanwhile, me, when I play this game, I actually don't really... I'm not practiced fighting non-angry swords machine because I just always parry him. He's constantly angry when he fights me.
The blue arm did come from Thomas the Tank Engine, canonically.
It's true.
That is correct.
That's why it's blue. It's Thomas's parrying arm.
It's also why it's like 10 Mach 11s in strength, roughly.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that math
well.
checks out.
Rip swords machine. Again.
That will be the last time we fight the proper canonical swords machine.
Rest in pepperoni swords machine.
But
That's
this-
from Thomas Deep Lore, exactly, essentially.
This room will have another familiar face for us to fight, though.
Well, you
Literally.
the familiar face.
Yeah, remember the boss from the first level? He's a normal enemy now.
Ah,
And will be for the rest of the game.
Yep,
got
get
fully
used to that.
werewolfed.
Yeah. Yeah, he got demoted like werewolf. Just a regular enemy.
Yep.
I'm just gonna take a quick detour into this room.
Oh boy, health. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, we were not exaggerating when we said that malicious face would be a normal enemy from now on. We just fought two
Yeah,
of them.
there.
He's not even like a sub boss or like a tough normal enemy. He's just
He's cannon
An
fodder.
enemy.
yeah. It's like when you get to the demon ruins in Dark Souls and they just have like 10 of the Taurus demon and 2 of the Capra demon just hanging out.
It's exactly like that.
Here's my favorite trick for this room. Blowing everybody up!
And anyone who didn't get blown up went down into that pit.
Yeah.
Alright, time for
win.
the first boss level of the game.
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
Well, quote, boss, unquote. As I
It's the
accidentally
boss
misspoke.
currently.
I'm just gonna take the short way through this room.
Yeah. We don't have time for the long way around.
Oh, hey, look, a reference to literature revolving around hell. Also, this guy. This
Yeah, hello.
is Cerberus. It's so
You may
named
notice
for...
that. Yeah, you may notice it is not the dog and only has one head.
Named more so for what they do rather than what they are.
Yeah.
Now, Cerberus really likes to play beach volleyball, but his aim kind of is terrible.
Once
Which
you
makes
get
it
the
really
first
hard to parry.
Cerberus down to half health, his brother will come to play.
Yep.
And that makes things a little
Man-eater style.
difficult. You can tell which Cerberus has had their health depleted because their texture turns cracked. But once you've done that to both of them, it becomes difficult to keep track of which one is which.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you definitely want to keep track because you gotta be careful about when you kill these guys.
The way that Cerberuses work is that if you kill one in the presence of another, they will become enraged, and they attack a lot more frequently when they're enraged. So if you can kill them
so
both at the same time, do so, or else you're gonna have a lot to deal with.
Agni and Rudra situation from DMC3.
No?
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to Limbo. You may notice it looks very different from where we were just before.
Yeah.
You may also notice I am now
pretty
carrying
nice.
a red skull. This game has skull keys. And here, we'll be introduced to a new enemy.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows the best skull in the game is the Matt McMuscle skull.
Yeah.
Oh, don't spoil that.
Oh, sorry.
That was supposed to be a
Trying to allude
surprise.
to it without spoiling it.
How dare you?
My strong suit.
You are no longer allowed on my couch. Please leave. Don't actually.
From now on.
Don't actually leave, please. I need all the help I can get right now. So, these purple drone enemies. When you kill them, they will try to dive bomb you and explode. You obviously don't want that to happen for, well, obvious reasons.
I mean, I like to let it happen to me, but that's a personal choice.
We'll discuss a little bit more about what drones can do a little later. But for now, just know that when you kill them, well, when you kill drones, they will die. But they will make sure that they are not the only ones who die.
Yeah, when drones die, they make sure to go full tilt boogie down that line.
It's
right
true.
at you.
We do have a couple donations whenever we have a chance.
That's actually a pretty good time.
Okay. Rujasu55 donated $30 generously and says, "Hello, put this towards the incentive for Thomas the Tank Engine and best of luck to all runners." We certainly will put that towards Thomas the Tank Engine. Thank you for donating. One step closer to total Thomas the Tank Engine-ation in the stream. We also have an anonymous $150 donation with the message, "Put this towards the Sekiro Randomizer Immortal Severance ending, signed the Tengu." So, thank you, Tengu.
That never happened before.
Yeah, that drone kind of...
That drone really didn't want to hit that torch. I've never seen that before.
This has never happened before.
This has never happened before.
Insert that like Earthbound music for the like spinning.
That would be quite appropriate.
I really like the design of Limbo.
Something else you probably noticed is that if you kill a drone with a melee attack, instead of dive bombing towards you, it will dive bomb in the direction that you are facing. You can also parry them, but I'm terrible at that, so I'm just going to kill them in one shot with the red arm instead.
Vegapunk says, Tengu.
Halfway to Thomas.
Halfway to complete storybook saturation.
It's true.
Hey, keep the momentum up.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is fuel.
The train yard is empty or is full.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't give you permission to dodge out of the way. I'm trying to punch you. Get over here.
I'm pretty sure you did give him permission.
Really?
By nature of missing. It's implied.
Was that how that works? I see how it is.
It's in the contract. You can read it.
There is a shortcut in this room, but we're not going to take it because that would involve skipping enemies.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We're here for all of the blood.
So I'm noticing that there's a on the style meter we go from triple S and then it skips to U for ultra kill. Are we to assume that the T that's in between S and U in the alphabet would stand for Thomas in this situation?
Of course.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Eh,
It stands for Tricky Thomas style.
I was gonna say normal T would be Thomas, and then Thomas Tank, and then Thomas the Tank. Okay.
That was a
Thomas the
new
Tank.
that was a new enemy called the Street Cleaner. They only have a flamethrower to attack, but it cannot be parried. And if you
This is
shoot
the worst thing ever.
if you shoot the tanks on their backs, they will be instantly destroyed. Which is what I was using this coin revolver to do.
Okay, we do have a really tough boss fight coming up here, so I'm gonna have to ask that we be quiet for a moment so that Shred can focus.
Yeah, I'm going to
Oh,
focus really hard on this, so
This boss fight.
serious
This
mode
is
for a
really
minute
easy
here.
one to mess up.
Good luck.
Oh, phew, he got it. That's good.
Whew. You can breathe easy.
Yeah, that trick, if you miss that trick, you might as well start over on it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's such a time loss.
it's true.
So anyways, back to Limbo.
Back to the rest of the game. I'm just gonna nip down here real quick to get this health upgrade. Because that
Yeah, you're gonna-
activates this Cerberus.
Yeah, you definitely need that health pack after that fight.
Absolutely. If you don't get that health pack after that fight, you might as well just be, like, intentionally throwing the game away.
Yeah.
Cancerous
Yeah, I was
rodent
scared too, the random game.
comes in, is a cancerous rodent, refuses to elaborate, leaves.
So, the other variant of the revolver that I'm using there is called the Marksman Revolver. If you hit the coin that you flip into the air, it will automatically try to redirect itself into the nearest weak point. In this case,
It's also the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It really is.
if you time it right, you can actually split your shots to hit two enemies at once. You can either
Also, if
hit...
you have multiple coins in the air and you hit one, it'll target the other coins, so you just get a bunch of homing shots.
That was The Burning World. Now, for the Halls of Sacred Remains, which has, I think, one of the best Easter eggs in the game. We'll be seeing that at the end of this level. But first, I have men to punch.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to punch here. Very punchable enemies.
Oh yeah.
Whiplash makes it so really, or is really funny sometimes, just seeing you just floating in midair, pulling enemy after enemy.
Yeah,
It's kind of silly.
it's great.
The best part about it is that if you punch an enemy into the ground when you pull them up to you, they will die from getting splattered into the ground.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Devs were really aiming to make the most satisfying game possible.
For real.
Now here we have one of the trickier rooms, due to
They
the
really exceeded in making a adrenaline junkie game.
Silly in a game called ULTRAKILL? Never.
Never.
True sake.
This is a totally serious game with serious story and absolutely no jokes at all.
Alright, can you... I'm trying to be... This enemy's being very stubborn. I want to pull him into the lava.
Around your whiplash.
There. And the malicious face
Great.
killed him. Great. So I couldn't even have the satisfaction of burning him. And now I'm burning. That's why the last level is called the Burning World. This level should have been called the Burning World.
Fun fact, 9 out of 10 doctors recommend not burning.
Yeah. The 10th Doctor is one of those street sweepers.
It's true.
I thought the 10th
He got
Doctor
his
time
medical
travel
degree.
with phone box.
Oh.
Alright, who am I missing? Oh, there you are. Get over here.
10th doctor is Wakefield.
Oh, I hope not. Wait, this isn't a doctor?
Works for Big Burn. I like the idea of Big Burn.
I hate Big Burn. You know the only way to get away from Big Burn is cold ones.
Yeah, let's crack open some cold ones.
Let's crack a cold one open with Thomas. During the story time.
Cold one for TV game. There's a reference for you.
I got Big Burn after I ate a lot of Mexican.
Speaking of burn, here's a fun fact for you. Attacking enemies while you're holding a skull lights them on fire. That
Just like in
includes
real life.
that includes hitting them with the whiplash arm.
Oh, that's awesome,
I'm not-
actually. You could just
I'm not really
grab...
sure why the skulls have that property, but they do.
I think, again, I could be misinterpreting the artist's intent, but I believe the dev's intent was it's freaking cool.
I think the actual reason is for levels where you need the torch, but you also need a key.
Then, yes,
So you can
actually.
start both torches.
Yeah, okay.
This will
I
actually
accept your- I accept your sensible answer.
that will actually be relevant later on in the run, towards the end.
I will say, while I prefer the blue arm for the parries, the red arm isn't very satisfying. Especially on big groups like that.
Plus red arm and whiplash plus skull is the Big Burn. So
Yeah. I just really wish that the red arm could parry.
It
Burn is trying to sell a
technically
lot of aloe
can.
vera.
It can, but it's very hard to time.
The blast wave can reflect projectiles, but it's extremely impractical.
Yeah.
So
If
something
the initial punch could parry, then I would never need to switch arms.
something to note that I haven't really elaborated on yet is that the shotgun can also parry, but it can only parry
Yeah.
melee attacks and it only works at close range. The reason this is important is because if you're in parry range of a malicious face when you use the shotgun on it, even if you aren't parrying its attack, it still does parry damage. Which is why the shotgun is able to take out the malicious faces so quickly.
Yeah.
I tried parrying a melee attack with a shotgun, and they kicked me out of fencing class.
Really, that's just rude of them. Like, I don't... They're not
I was gonna
respecting
say,
their
that's a pretty lousy fencing class you take there, mate.
They're disrespecting my culture of shooting things with shotguns.
Yeah, I said evolve or die, and then they said you're not getting your deposit back. Oh, that guy missed the lava. That's a bummer.
It's fine. Everything is always fine.
As long
So-
as he died, it's okay.
That's
In order to
true.
complete this level, you technically only need to get one of these two skulls, but by getting both, you unlock a secret fight. But before we get to that secret fight, we need to go collect a secret surprise item that will help us later. And by later, I mean right now. The bar of soap.
Yeah, I'm surprised. This game has a lot of violence in it, but they still managed to keep it clean.
Literally. The bar of soap is special because it instantly kills whatever it hits. Case in
Yeah,
point, we just skipped a fight against two swords machines.
I don't know why, but all of the monsters in hell are weak to soap.
Like this guy, for example. He looks big and scary, right? Nah.
He needs some cleaning.
Just wash his foul mouth out with some soap.
Jeff just says, so you're fighting neckbeards.
I guess you're not wrong. I mean, we are in hell, so...
Oh.
I apologize.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay,
Oh,
welcome to the
hey, we've
coolest
got a
stage in
couple
the game.
more We got a couple more donations when we have a chance.
That'll be after this fight. Normally you're supposed to go find 3 blue skulls to open this door, but you can just shoot out the window.
Yeah. Welcome to the last thing I did in this game.
Welcome to the first real fight of the game. Or the first real boss fight, rather.
This is V2, right?
This is V2. And V2 is the first part of the game that could actually be a problem for this run. Because this boss is very unpredictable. You're basically fighting a human opponent in this fight.
Yeah, and he's very fast and has better aim than me.
You will notice that he is using both a revolver and a shotgun identical to yours.
Now, technically, it is possible, though very difficult to do on purpose. It is possible to kill V2 in like 2 seconds if you parry hit all of his shotgun blast back at him.
And this beating V2 in a fight causes him to drop his arm, which is the red arm.
The one we've been using.
Yeah.
Alright, awesome. Welcome to Layer 2, Lust. Now you may be wondering, what would Lust look like in a game like this? The answer might surprise you. We have a little bit of time for another donation or announcement.
Okay. So we have a $5. Oh no, we have a $50 donation from Lindsay Schmidt, saying this is going towards Nathan reading Thomas. We must be getting really close to that donation goal now. And even closer because Sparkover also put $5 in, saying, "Can we get a $5 train for Thomas?" I think we can do that. And Nathan start Thomas out. Let's read you all a nice story and donated $20. Thanks again for the donation. All of you. Oh, that's your wife? Your wife is good people, Assassin Nathan. All right.
Welcome to the City of Lust. Also, welcome to me completely flubbing slam storage for like 500 years. I apologize for that embarrassing display.
I guess that's a good time for us to talk about slam storage. So you have a slam move where you throw yourself into the ground really quick, and for whatever reason, if you wall jump while descending from a slam, it stores the state of that, and you basically enter a state where after you land on the ground, if you jump immediately, you jump really, really high.
You basically go to space.
Yeah, you go way up.
Cancel a slam with a wall jump and then jump as soon as you hit the ground. That Cerberus just fell to his doom.
Good.
That happens on this map sometimes. Anyways, more men downstairs. This particular fight is kind of a pain because 19 times out of 20, you'll end up with this situation, where there's an enemy stuck somewhere and you just cannot find them. Case in point,
yeah, it's very easy to miss
this guy. Get out of here. Don't you run away from me.
Yeah, it does look like the Thomas incentive is met.
Sweet. Good work, everybody.
Woo! Story time. Story time.
I gotta say, More Men Downstairs sounds like an alternate universe version. Or if you change that slightly to More Men Upstairs, then it's just a concept album about Yakuza.
Yeah.
That's what the original joke was, actually. The tweet I stole that from was a Yakuza joke.
Fantastic.
10 out of 10. So what a game.
Yeah,
oh yeah, ULTRAKILL is a delight.
Yeah, actually this level right here, if we were doing a speed run, we would use slam storage to skip this like little tower entirely, but since we're doing all enemies and there's enemies in here, we don't do that.
If we have time to spare at the end of this run, I can come back and quickly show off how you can speedrun this level. You can beat this level without killing any enemies. Alright, let's see if I missed any enemies. Nope, I got all of them. Good. It is very easy to beat Bridge Burden without missing an enemy, and it drives me insane.
Oh yeah, that would be a suboptimal.
And here we have the soldiers. They're basically stronger strays that shoot cluster shots and
For
are
reasons
good.
unknown to me, their texture makes them look like Pepsi Man.
And one of them has gone
Can't
missing.
unsee it.
One of them has
69 kills.
disappeared. Fantastic. The last thing we need right now is a missing Pepsi Man.
That's the last thing anyone needs.
Also, the big gimmick in this level is that you're going around, you need to disable all of the electrical boxes that are
Yes.
hidden throughout this town.
We need to destroy 3 electrical boxes to open up the gate to the next area. And then we'll be repeating this process at the end of the level. Alright, seriously? Seriously, dude, I hit you with my shotgun like 3 times. We are still missing a Pepsi Man, and I do not like that one bit.
I seriously can't unsee these enemies as Pepsi Man. Like,
Pepsi Man.
I know their texture is actually more of like a gray, like metal color rather than blue, but it just looks like Pepsi Man to me.
I thought Pepsi Man was primarily like
He's
shiny
silver and
metal
blue.
color.
Shiny
Yeah, like
silver.
silver.
This is like a really dark gray.
Mm,
That for whatever reason I see it as blue.
fair enough.
Are we gonna have to restart? The level because Pepsi Man
Yeah, I'm
is gone?
gonna restart from checkpoint because I am not feeling good about the fact that one of the Pepsi Men escaped.
Look, Pepsi is a kind of cold one, so we don't want him to escape before we can crack him open.
Where are you attacking me from? Alright, I'm just gonna stand still for
He's
a
in the
minute.
water, I think.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looked like
there
was in
he
the water.
is. What a sneaky, conniving sneak. Genuinely had me scared.
That's the power of Pepsi.
Pep Sneak Man.
When are we gonna get a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 but with Pepsi Man as the main character?
Yes, my favorite version of Snake. Metal, or Naked Pepsi. I almost said Metal Pepsi.
Oh boy.
Hey, is anyone else getting
The
some
end, he
deja
gets the
vu right
rank.
now?
You know, now that you mention it.
The end, does he achieve the rank of Big Taste?
He's a member of the secret squad, Pop Hound.
There we go. Now we've murdered everyone in this part of town. So now we can go through here.
This really is the perfect lead into Thomas the Tank Engine.
It truly is.
There
Deja
is
vu. Been in this place before.
truly
Kefka.
no better lead-in. Also, how do you feel about kiting enemies and missing your revolver shots?
Well, I'm all for one of those.
I'm all for one of those and all too familiar with the other.
I actually wish we used the revolver in BSI, but we don't. It's way out of the way to get for most of the run.
I wish we could use the revolver in Sekiro.
Yes, Revolver Manji, my favorite shinobi technique. Where is this last drone? Sometimes drones are kind of just hide out. Oh, there it is. Drones get stuck in this room.
The ultimate shinobi tool.
See, there's a secret technique nobody knows about in Sekiro where you flip a coin into the air and then you Ichimonji the coin.
I mean, with Sen Toss, you could kind of do that.
Almost.
Actually, Sen Toss and Chasing Slice, you could...
Yeah, just about. It doesn't have the effect I would like it to have.
No, me neither.
But
So here is where you're first supposed to get the rail cannon. The rail cannon can only fire once every 15 seconds, but every variant of it is extremely powerful. Case in point, the electric rail cannon pierces an unlimited number of enemies.
Oh.
Combine that with the damage output, and if you're facing a crowd of powerful foes, you can cause some serious damage.
Especially if they're arranged in a certain way, I imagine.
Oh yeah, if you can line them up, then no amount of flex tape can fix that much damage.
We're approaching.
I would say it's a certified lot of damage.
Approaching greater than one sawed in half boat. Oh, and we got another donation when we have a chance.
Well, that was actually a good time for it. We just gotta finish off a couple enemies.
Well, Tempest Mask 1000 donates $5 and says, "Hi friends of Slurpathon. I was gonna encourage a train to close off Thomas, but hey, all is good. But $1 to back in the character bid war, and the rest towards denim for Hello Kitty. And the rest towards $1. Oh, wait one sec here. $1 to Baz. $1 towards denim and Hello Kitty, I think, and then the rest towards Battletoads after your Shadow Knight showdown run.
Ooh.
Let's keep being awesome, you all, for the kids. Agreed.
Agreed.
Definitely hoping that we get to see that Battletoads fight.
Definitely. Also, good choice with the Baz. Baz is 10 out of 10.
Welcome to Sheer Heart Attack. I already screwed up by not properly skipping across the water. Normally, you skip across this body of water and just go straight to this jump pad over here, but I got a little too hasty with my inputs.
V1 was just kind of thirsty.
Yeah,
True.
that's fair. Now this room in particular is a little bit of a pain. Because enemies can get stuck in some weird nooks and crannies.
Man, nooks and crannies?
Nooks and crannies. And then there's this guy.
Queen.
Oh yeah, you have the
I
malicious
was actually
face and a couple of street cleaners. Fantastic. Everything I've always
Right.
wanted.
This actually reminds me of a very cursed room in Titanfall 2, which is also like in a hydroelectric kind of drainage facility type thing. And also TRG, I was gonna say Coco Amuro. Because it is Sheer Heart Attack. Also Saul Bad Guy's favorite album.
And then it's almost like everybody wants to reference the same albums or something. Who could have seen this coming?
I know Guilty Gear has been around for many, many years, but the name Soul Bad Guy still makes me giggle. It's quite a name.
You're not wrong.
So you probably couldn't tell, but that room had grinders in the floor. Don't fall into them. They will instantly kill you. As you can imagine.
I try to avoid falling into grinders whenever possible.
Yeah, that's something I have to deal with on a daily
In
basis.
general.
And here, we're introduced to another new enemy type. Meet the Mind Flayer.
I'd rather not, to be honest. They're not very fun.
Mind Flayers are quite dangerous enemies due to their very wide array of attacks, and the fact that, unless you kill them extremely fast like I just did, they like to teleport a lot. The reason I specifically switched to the drill variant of the rail cannon is because they cannot teleport while they have drills stuck in them.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they will teleport all day long. They will teleport like it's going out of style. Fortunately, we haven't had to deal with that yet. Also, they go
Yeah,
up
I
at a
remember in the
very large
90s
explosion when you kill them.
Say Mind Flayers give me kind of much stronger, obviously, but give me kind of Octobrain vibes from Duke Nukem.
A little bit.
Alright, time for the next real boss fight of the game. You know, this one's a
Boy.
big deal because there's a bit of a prelude to it. Welcome to the court of the Corpse King.
Which definitely sounds like a music reference. I'm not sure.
It absolutely is. Strangely, the court of the Corpse King looks a lot like a subway station.
Yeah, it really does. It's a little odd.
There is actually some lore behind that, but... Well, if you want to know the lore of this game, buy it.
Yeah.
Buy this game. With money. You know you want to.
It's true.
Anyways, please give a big hand to this big hand.
I will not.
This is actually the first time I think that I've used the nail gun in this playthrough so far. The nail gun is your machine gun. Its two variants include an attractor magnet that attracts nails to it, and a heat sink variant that lets you briefly increase the fire rate, I believe, twofold after maxing out the heat.
That's awesome.
It was a very clean hand fight, did not take a single hit. Not my best hand fight, but still very good. Anyways,
No one knows.
Unfortunately,
now it's time...
the nail gun is not as good as it used to be.
Yes, the nail gun used to have infinite ammo. Anyways,
So
welcome to the
this.
welcome to the corpse of King Minos.
Remember that name.
That will be important later, yes.
He's a big boy.
He spawned a black hole which will chase you around the room. If it hits you, it will reduce you to 1 health point and increase your hard damage to 99. So you will stay at that 1 health point for a good 10 or so seconds.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate when it happens.
It's a pain. I wouldn't recommend getting hit by it. Fortunately, once you get into a second phase, the black hole disappears.
I wouldn't recommend getting hit by the black hole. I would also recommend getting used to dodging the black hole.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be a big problem later on. Anyways, that was the corpse of King Minos. The
So, he's
exit
a
door
king-
was inside his mouth.
He's a king, and his court is like a subway station. Is he the king of the F train?
Pardon me.
Might-
Bloody hell.
That score
right.
was kind of sassy.
Welcome to Gluttony.
Uh-oh.
Really bothers me that King Minos' his corpse has multiple sets of teeth throughout his innards.
Oh,
Not to mention the giant stone hands and the giant eyeballs that watch your every move.
Oh, I don't think I've noticed those before.
King Minos just needed eyes on the inside so that he could see the eldritch truth.
That was the Mind Flayer's teleport.
They tend to do that.
It is quite unfortunate.
And Melezer, best I can do is a baronet. It's the highest rank I can give Hobo Sigma. There's
There's a secret room down there, but we're not going to go over there because we don't need it. There's no
in
enemies
it?
back there. Just a health pickup that we don't need. Alright. 2 more Cerberuses. This is the first... I believe this is the first time since the Cerberus boss fight that we've encountered more than one Cerberus at the same time. And just like before, I am going to go out of my way to try and kill these guys at the same time. Because the method by which they get angry is still the same. But more importantly, once you kill one, a third one activates. If you can kill...
You can kill... Oh, go.
If you kill both of the first 2 Cerberuses before this one spawns, he will not get angry. But if another Cerberus is
really
killed
ideal.
after he's active, he will get angry. So if your timing is bad, you can end up with a Cerberus who's in range throughout the entire fight.
That wouldn't be ideal, obviously.
Now, down here... is the entrance to Prime Sanctum 1. We're not going to deal with that yet. We're saving that for the end of this showcase. But just know, Prime Sanctum 1 is technically part of the Gluttony layer. We can't go there yet because, well, for one, it's the donation incentive. I'm going to make y'all wait for it. And for two, if we go that way now, we'll miss all of the enemies in this room. And the next couple of rooms. We wouldn't want that now, would we?
Also, I believe in the normal game, that door is locked until you get perfects on every level.
Yes. You have to get perfect ratings on every single level in Prelude and Act 1 in order to unlock that door.
Which is not an easy task, honestly.
Although I think you have gotten perfect rankings on all of them so far, haven't you?
Not this run, but in general, yes. I have gotten perfect ranks on every single level in the game, except for Prime Sanctum 1. Because that level is absolutely brutal. Which y'all will get to see at the end of this run. I hope you're all happy with yourselves for making me suffer through that.
You know
I'm
we
very
are.
happy. I'm ecstatic.
Over the moon.
One could say I'm having a hell of a good time. They shouldn't, but they could say that.
Well, now that you've mentioned it, they probably will.
Peak entergagement. It's true.
It's true.
It's the most entergaging video game marathon there is. On that note, I'm gonna real quick here. Is it an okay time to? I don't have it's an announcement, not a donation, but.
Go right ahead.
Okay, cool. So since we have met the Storytime Thomas incentive, I would like to remind people of the upcoming ones. We've got the Hello Kitty Roller Rescue clothing bid war. So far, denim is $4 ahead of swimsuit in that one. And we also have a bidding contest for the Strider Run for Shovel Knight Showdown. Currently, Baz is winning that with exactly $1. The other, there's also an incentive to fight the Battletoads at the end of that one, and you're going to want to do that because that's rad. So,
Please do make that happen.
All right.
Alright, we have just completed Belly of the Beast. We have gotten a SAS ranking, which is fitting because we're about to meet every ULTRAKILL fan's favorite meme lord.
Wait, you're not seriously saying that we're going to witness the power of an angel, are you?
We may. It's quite a sight to behold.
Someone is not pleased that we're here.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be pleased to be here in the like myself. Like if I were V1, like just inside the corpse of this King Minos guy. It's kind of gross.
Ladies and gentlemen, voiced by the legendary Gianni Matragrano, Gabriel, Judge of Hell.
Another really hype boss fight.
There are a lot of meme voice lines of this character on the internet.
Gianni loves
Fantastic.
making meme post videos, and he has done several in his Gabriel voice, with the post-processing effects and everything.
It's pretty fantastic.
We do have another donation after the fight.
Also, strong language warning for the end of this fight.
Oh, we're gonna skip that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was skippable.
Yep, once you viewed a cutscene of pretty much, I think I'm about to die here. Give me your blood, please. Thank you. I need blood donations. Give the boy blood. The need for blood is rising. Yeah, it doesn't help if I miss my rail cannon shots.
I've heard that it's fuel.
It is.
Oh.
Skipping your cutscene, Gabe. We got a reverse sass rating.
Significant skip.
We're about to get another cutscene, but we're gonna skip that one too, because it's boring. And we're gonna skip straight to greed.
But it is long.
All right, Mr. Omex, if you would please kindly tell us your message.
Oh, it's a real short one. It's just a $9 donation from Fake Jade. There is no message there, so if you're in the chat, Fake Jade, let us know what incentives you'd like those to go towards.
So welcome to the desert.
Yep. Welcome to ancient Egypt, more or less.
Yeah.
Only in hell, which somehow has its own sun and sky.
And also just a really
And
big
meet
pyramid.
a new enemy, the Virtue. The way that
These guys are
Virtues
awful.
work is that they will launch a tracking, very tall pillar of light. So you cannot stand still while fighting these guys. And even better, if you go for too long without shooting them, they become enraged because you're ignoring them. At which point their attacks
pretty
become almost impossible to dodge.
They are dramatic. Very dramatic.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to getting to this point in the game because dodging those beams just looks awful.
They're actually not that bad as long as you keep moving and don't back into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be dealing with a much worse variant of these in a little bit.
And no rush, Fake Jade. Whenever you've settled on an incentive, just let me or the mods in the chat know.
I actually quite like this layer's most common color palette, this like golden yellow bricks with green. It looks pretty nice.
It looks quite classy, especially
Kind of
for a
nice
desert
color
level.
combination.
It does also sort of look like a golf course.
You're not wrong.
Like a mini golf
Mini
course
go-
that's
yeah,
Egyptian
mini golf.
Yeah.
themed.
This is the layer of hell where all the golfers go to. The entire course is a sand trap.
This layer of hell is specifically for anybody who was impolite on a golf course.
And in this room, we get introduced to one of the coolest things in the game, dual wielding. Which
Yeah,
means
I'm not sure from a lore standpoint how this works.
also,
but-
if you try to melee when you have dual wielding, you have a third arm.
Of course
Just-
you do.
It's just
You're a
there.
robot,
Don't worry
it's
about it.
allowed.
Yeah, picking up the dual wield power up just gives you an extra arm.
Keep this in mind for later. It's going to be important.
Yeah.
And it will
I'm
be
trying to remember,
glorious.
Does the power up have a time limit, or is it until you die / finish the level?
It has a time limit. You can tell how much time was left by the white ring that is added around my
Oh, okay.
crosshair.
Thankfully, it does last a good while.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say.
It is actually quite generous with the amount of time you get. And yet
And
somehow
fuck
I
with that.
still end up having time pressure with them.
Always. But another fun thing about the dual wield power up is that it
don't
also lets
spoil
you have
it.
multiple.
Don't
Well,
spoil it.
it's
Don't
not-
spoil it.
I'm not talking about that. It lets you. It also multiplies your special ammo. So like on the marksman, you can have 8 coins instead of 4. I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, you fling 2 coins at the same time, and with
That's
your
what-
explosive shotgun, you fire 2 grenades.
Yeah, which is pretty great.
Yeah, there's the vulgar rating again. Because I had to stick around long enough to show off some of the properties of dual wield. Vulgarity alert in the name of this level.
Yeah.
Just ignore that.
I mean, I agree with the sentiment, though.
We're just gonna nip around here real quick to spawn an extra enemy. Who was constantly taking damage from being on the superheated gold sand that coats this entire layer.
Yeah, you don't want to stand on that. Also,
And here we have our first enemy that is covered in sand. Enemies that are covered in sand do not bleed, meaning that you cannot heal yourself off of them.
which can get you into some real trouble if you're not careful.
Unsurprisingly.
Also, just want to bring attention to there's a Statue of Liberty and a Big Ben just out here.
Yeah, those are common things to see in a miniature golf course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you look over there, there's also a Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
The presence of other like famous buildings makes me wonder if it is or not, but the Statue of Liberty, or at least, gives me strong Planet of the Apes vibes.
Yeah, I can see that.
The whole idea behind this layer is that, if you know the Greek, is it the Greek or the Roman legend of Sisyphus, who has to perpetually push a boulder up a hill? The punishment if you get sentenced to this layer is that you have to perpetually climb the monuments of humanity. Here we're going to get introduced to another new enemy, the Stalker.
Uh-oh.
Stalkers exist to coat enemies in sand. Excuse me while I just duck over here to quickly grab another dual wield power-up. If you want to keep a Stalker from detonating near an enemy, hold down the slam button to generate a shockwave that will knock them into the air, and then shoot them while they're airborne. I'll have to also head up here real quick, because picking up this health object, or health pickup rather, spawns a couple more malicious faces that we need to kill.
I wonder what the number, like if someone were to go through each level and count, I wonder how many malicious faces are in this game.
A lot.
Plenty.
Probably more than we need.
More than I need, that's
More than you think, less than you'd hope.
So, as you noticed by now, I picked up a second dual wield power-up, and now I have 3 guns.
Yeah.
Oh. Oops. Now, I think that's my first death. That sometimes happens, in this room. The game throws a lot of stuff at you. We're gonna ignore that dual wield for now, so I can use it for the next room.
Yeah, the dual wield power up is honestly just one of the best additions to this game.
If I had not died here, then we would have a total of 4 guns before the end of this level.
Which
But-
is just insane.
Unfortunately, I got sniped by a Virtue, so we will have to live with the knowledge that we will never see the quadruple wielding in this run.
You just know with that power up, you just know with the dual wield power up that the devs were like, okay, we want a power up that lets you dual wield. So how do we make that work? Well, obviously we just spawn another arm. But wait, what happens if you pick up multiple? Oh. You know what? That's rad. Let's leave it in.
Yeah. Okay, that incentive is going. Fake Jade's incentive is then $9 is going to fight the Battletoads.
Nice.
Solid choice.
Uh, Is that everyone? Nope, I'm still missing someone. Where are you at, funny guy? There you are. Get out of here. Alright. Excuse me while I just place these skulls on their pedestals from way over here.
The fact you can do this is so good.
Yeah.
It's time for
Meet the
fight.
Sisyphean Insurrectionist.
normally a pretty annoying fight. But in this case,
Say goodbye to the Sisyphean Insurrectionist.
he's gone.
Farewell, Sisyphean insurrectionist. We hardly knew ye.
That fight is normally a pain. Actually, how are we looking at the right? Oh, we're overtime. Oh, that is not good at all. All right. There is, after the submissions for Slurpathon closed, a new level, a new secret level was added to this layer. Every layer in the game has a secret level. This one is the only secret level in the game that has enemies in it. But because we're overestimate, I don't have the time to go to that level, which makes me really sad because it is the best secret level in the game by a huge margin.
Ah.
Alright, time to introduce the mechanic of this level. Normally, you need to use torches to light plinths. But in order to fight every enemy in this game, we need to have our hands free. So we cannot carry that torch with us. So you might be wondering, how do you light plinths without a torch? The answer is to punch your own bullets to make them go faster.
Of course.
Another one of those best mechanics in video games.
Yeah.
So get used to seeing a lot of the shotgun for the next few minutes.
The devs of this game really went out of their way to just make it as cool as possible.
True. Yeah, that makes sense. How did we never see the answer? So obvious. Just punch your own bullets, dummy.
If I could
Just
light
the
this
fact
torch,
that
that
you
would be
can
fantastic.
punch your own shots to make them go faster.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna need you to please give me your blood, thanks.
If you care.
Again, I really do want to apologize for the fact that the run is overestimate and we could not see that extra level.
Next Slurpathon.
Yeah. I will.
The level was added after you already made your estimate.
That is true. I'll just spoil it right now. That level turns the game into Crash Bandicoot.
Pretty awesome.
Like, it straight up just becomes a bootleg Crash Bandicoot level.
I mean, if Crash Bandicoot could make his bullets go faster by punching them.
Not even. You don't even get your guns in that level. Like, the camera perspective and the controls all literally change to that of Crash Bandicoot's.
It's pretty great. I don't
That's
know
why
what
I-
possessed the devs to do that, but I'm glad they went through with it.
That's
may
why I'm
never know.
so sad that I couldn't show it off this year. Because it is truly amazing.
There's supposed to be audio during this, and the audio should be fine.
Yes, there should be audio. The music in this level is really subdued, so that might be why you're not hearing
yeah.
it. Uh-oh. I did not mean to accidentally spawn the second wave of enemies. That makes things a little complicated. Especially because that means if all of the pillars are lit, I can't go to the secret room that has a dual wield power-up in it. Which I normally use with the marksman revolver to make short work of all of these street cleaners. But it's fine. We can do things the hard way.
It's fine. We can improvise, adapt, survive, overcome, whatever it is.
Everything is always fine. Anyways, through here, if we blow up this wall and use the shotgun to light our way, we can enter this secret room. And if we blow open this tomb, we can take the skull of Matt McMuscles.
Which is just here.
And if we put it on this plinth,
Finally, our waiting puzzle is over.
ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, Mandalore Gaming and Shammy.
Also, I just love the fact that Mandalore is in the Lowry pose.
Yeah, it's great. Great reference.
And if you
to-
don't understand that reference, find some time later to watch Mandalore Gaming's video on Mystery of the Druids. It's so
Which
wonderful.
is why he's a mysterious druid knight as well. So good. I assume he's reviewed ULTRAKILL, has he?
No, he's
Not
not
yet.
actually.
Oh, he might
The
be
reason
waiting
he's
for it
in
to
the
finish.
game is because the developer actually got in contact with Mandalore to get his. Sorry, sometimes that just happens. The lead developer of the game
Yeah,
actually
it's
just got
true,
in
it's not
contact with Mandalore to get his opinions on the common fault with a lot of first-person shooters. So
Okay.
he actually had a hand in
Crafting,
making the game
oh,
as good as it is.
That's really cool.
I don't know if he
And
will
yes,
do a video on ULTRAKILL, but I do know it's in his list of maybes.
Oh, cool, right on. And Alex Ashpool is correct. It is pronounced Drew.
Yeah. He is the mysterious Druid Knight.
It's true.
And
I'm
our
also
reward for that
disappointed.
is a book. But we don't need to know this book, so we'll just throw it away. Oh,
The real,
I forgot. Now we can actually use the skull of Matt McMuscles to light our way through the rest of the levels, so no more having to rely on the shotgun for light.
There we go. Thank
So,
you, Matt McMuscles.
Can we get a shout out for Matt McMuscles in the chat?
I imagine with you using, especially using Whiplash to light these torches, and just like spamming it, trying to find where the torches are, I imagine Matt McMuscles probably has quite a headache.
Somebody get this man an Advil. Also, somebody let me please hit this drone. Bloody hell.
Someone also please get this man a body.
Just say Matt McMuscles played through the entirety of Omicron. He is clearly has an unbelievably high pain tolerance.
Yeah, he's very strong-willed.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I want to do. There we go, that's what I wanted to do.
Also would have accepted the reasoning for Mandalore being in this game, being that it's the magic of through the magic of the druids.
Alright,
That is
So-
how he
but
increases
put-
his speed.
that skull on this pedestal to turn on this power generator. And now, if I do this right, I think I remember where the hell it is, we will get an encore performance from the soap.
Oh boy.
If I don't die
soap?
first. But I still have the soap, so we're all good.
The
Is
hidden
it
soap.
possible to put the soap on the pedestal?
Yes, actually, it is.
Oh, right, it is, totally. I forgot about that.
Unfortunately, the soap is a little harder to use in this situation because it's harder to heal with the soap. So I might have to actually put it down. Which is sad, but again, we're already behind estimates, so we don't exactly have time to mess around with funny gimmicks, as unfortunate as that is. I know this is the greatest tragedy of our time, but that is a sad reality that we must cope with.
Yeah. Yeah, what Tempest Mask said, Assassination, but he's also got quite a prolific YouTube channel on his own now, and like developed a couple of his own games, or at
It
least
also, I
one.
believe, worked for at least a while in the game industry as like a tester.
Yeah, he was a QA head for at Eidos, I think. If I remember correctly.
Sounds right.
Yeah. What happened is like the big thing that he's known for, I think, on YouTube these days. Great series though.
It is.
Uh-oh. Pardon me, just saving myself from a bad maneuver.
It's amazing to me the falls that you can actually recover from in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was
If-
an incredible recovery.
If push comes to shove,
Oh.
you can deliberately overcharge your shotgun to blow yourself up and send yourself higher up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen Shred do that before, and it is always impressive. I would have just died.
Alright, so I'm just gonna take a quick shortcut through this level in order to meet up with a familiar face.
Oh yeah.
Normally you have to go the long way around to deal with some more of that super hot gold sand, but I have the whiplash arm, so I can just take the shortcut.
Speaking of the whiplash arm.
Alright, so just a heads up, there is a very realistic possibility that this boss will kill me multiple times. Guess who's back for round 2?
Hey, it's V2V2.
Oh, this fight is crazy hype.
He is a lot tougher this time around. Case in point, he has his own coins that he can reflect at you.
Yeah, which is crazy. And also, if you try to use your coins, he will also reflect those at you.
Yes, he can use your own coins against you. In fact, I'll even show that off.
But you can also use his coins against him if you're good.
That.
I also will say this boss, in both fights, just has an amazingly good boss.
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
totally forgot to mention the the banger alert for both of these fights against V2. Got him.
Nice.
There you go.
Also, if you punch V2 with the Knuckle Blaster arm, he instantly gets ticked off. Because
Makes sense,
you got
honestly.
the arm from him. Uh-oh.
Yeah, what did he replace his own arm with?
Nope,
Just got
that's...
a dual wield power up.
What are you
There
talking
you go.
about?
I am
There's lots of
screwing
those
up my
around here.
inputs. I meant to switch to the screwdriver rail cannon, but I kept accidentally switching back to my revolver instead.
It happened.
That,
Yeah, exactly.
folks, is what happens when you try to play Ultra Kill off only 2 hours of sleep.
Or if you're me, because this game's a lot to keep track of, and I'm not very good at managing everything.
But hey, at least I managed to get a charged revolver shot off on his coin, which took out like
Yeah.
half of his life bar.
It's true. Let's be honest. Sleep deprivation is a staple of the Slurpathon
It
series.
really is.
Well, I'm glad to know
It wouldn't
I'm
be Slurpathon if people weren't sleep deprived.
glad to know
Yeah.
that I'm upholding the traditions, even though this is my first time being in literally any marathon.
There you go.
Look at me, guys. I'm
Born natural.
look at me, guys. I'm Slurpathoning.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
You're not getting away this time.
Yep, so after you deplete his first health bar, he just decides to take a slide.
Gonna take you for a
Check out
slide.
how hype this is, though.
Yeah, this is the part of the fight that's especially hype.
The first time I saw this, I pretty much screamed my head off. Which is why it's such a shame that this part of the fight's actually really easy. Anyways, in order to get the whiplash arm from V2, you need to crack open a cold one with the boys.
Consider V2 cracked.
Yeah.
I think I do have a cold one I can crack open.
Also, I asked it sincerely before, but now that I think about it, it was a dumb question. Obviously, V2 replaced his arm with the whiplash arm that we get now.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He
makes
sadly
sense.
never uses it during the fight, which is a shame because it would have been
I really
extremely
wish
hype.
he would have. It would have been such a good teaser for what you're gonna get for beating him.
We
a
almost had the
vanquish reference.
BSAA emblem. That would have made me happy.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
All right.
You got
so,
the BSAA earlier.
Oh, I did. That's true. All right. So, had we not made the donation incentive, this would have been the end of the run. But since we met the donation incentive, we have one more
Yeah,
fight.
no.
All right. Confession time. I was planning on fighting this boss on standard difficulty. If I did, the fight would have taken anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how much luck I had with either phase of the fight. But because we're behind schedule, I'm going to wimp out and I'm going to show you the fight on lenient difficulty, just so we're not here for another 20 minutes.
That's fine by me, because this fight is awesome either way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, the second part of this fight is.
So we are going back to Gluttony.
Survivor.
Yes, welcome to Soul Survivor. Welcome to what is far and away the single hardest fight in the whole game by a ridiculous margin.
Yeah, welcome to the worst boss in the game so far, in my opinion, and also the best.
The best of the worst.
Just back to back with each other.
Excuse me while I just leisurely make my way down this chiropractor's nightmare of a staircase.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this just is a recording of a chiropractor's nightmare.
I'm gonna slide my way down part of it to speed things along. Hopefully not fall off. It is very easy to fall off this thing. This game didn't have air dashes and wall jumps. This thing would be a death sentence unto itself.
ULTRAKILL is almost done, Tempest.
Yeah, we're
We
just doing the
gotta
donation
do-
incentive stuff now.
Yeah, we gotta do this level.
Is ULTRAKILL not done yet? Nope, the game's still in early
Oh, yeah.
access.
Oh,
The last 2 layers of Act 2 and all of Act 3 have yet to be released, plus the other 2 Prime Sanctums. Meet the Flesh Prison. This boss is a
Very
pain.
annoying.
You see those eyeballs it spawns? When the green meter under its health bar runs out, it will stop to absorb any of those eyes that are still alive, regenerating its health.
And it's
Every-
a good chunk of health per eyeball, too.
Every
It's not a
eyeball it
little bit.
absorbs restores 10% of its max HP. Oh, and guess what? It can also spawn the black holes from the Corpse of King Minos fight.
Yep. And also the beams from the virtues.
Except gigantic
them.
versions.
Yeah.
So, you have to keep track of a lot of stuff in this fight. Even on the easier difficulties, if you go in unprepared, it could still be a hell of a handful. Pardon my language.
And another kind of detail about this fight that, in my opinion, is just sadistic. Every bit of damage you do to Flesh Prison makes that meter go down faster.
I was resorting to a
So-
trick called shotgun hot swapping to deal as much damage to Flesh Prison in a short time as I could. If you switch shotgun variants right after firing, you will be able to fire your shotgun much faster than normal.
Well, yeah, so they specifically designed this fight that you have to deal with the eyeballs. If you get greedy and you're just like, oh, I'll just do enough damage to Flesh Prison to kill him before he heals, that's not going to work.
Alright, Flesh Prison down.
Nice.
Alright.
Now for the real fight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Prime First, Soul Survivor.
Free at last.
I
Shut
named
up, let's
them.
fight.
Welcome to Minos Prime. The coolest boss.
This
Also, with a banger of a boss fight theme.
Oh yeah. If you listen to only one song from this game's soundtrack, make it Minos Prime's theme.
Prime definitely has some moves that can really take you by surprise when you're starting out. He, well, quite literally, he packs a punch.
If I were fighting this boss on normal difficulty or higher, many more of his attacks would create very powerful and difficult to avoid shockwaves. But for the sake of getting this run done in a reasonable amount of time, let me finish you off stylishly. There we go! Killed with his own projectile.
GG's.
That is game. Well, game will be when we exit this level, but...
Hi.
Just shooting him while he dies.
Alright, time is coming up shortly. Time!
GG's.
Jeez.
That was Ultra Kill, all kills.
Every single enemy currently in the game has successfully been ultra killed.
Hey, and we got the BSAA.
Hey.
Hey! Alright. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for this showcase. I do apologize again for going over estimate. I definitely would have loved to have shown off the secret level, the bridge burner, no kills, speedrun strat, and I absolutely would have loved to have shown this fight on a higher difficulty. Please forgive me. I promise I will do better next year.
Looking forward to it.
And
GG's.
please stick
Yeah,
around
that's
for the
okay,
rest of
great.
today's runs. We have got a lot of incredibly hype games coming up. We've got Thomas the Tank Engine. We've got Hello Kitty. There's going to be a Mega Man X4 race later tonight. That is going to be amazing. And the runs for the remaining 3 days afterwards are all just... they're all Ultra Kill rank. They're all P rank.
Awesome.
That is going to be it from me.
Okay. All right. Up next is Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends for the Super Nintendo.